today's video, I'm going to explain how to get rid of these Honda idle issues. Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to be going over how to fix Honda idle issues, because it's a very common problem with Hondas, particularly the Civics and the Integras. But the first thing I always check is coolant level, because coolant level can cause that Honda idle issue you just heard. Now, I was revving at about 1500 RPMs to get it to do that, but some people have this issue at idle where it'll go up and down from 800 RPM to 1500 and then back like it was doing. So obviously the first level, or first thing to check, would be the level. Level is low, so I'm going to put more coolant in and see if that fixes it. If it does fix it, awesome, but I'm still going to go over things that cause the Honda idle issues and explain how to fix them or diagnose them. Now, one of the reasons it does this is because there's air pockets inside, and your air idle control valve runs off of coolant flow. So this is why they do that. I will go through and squeeze on the hoses a little bit to kind of get air bubbles to pop up. Alright, everything's looking pretty good. So I'm going to start it back up and hold it at 1500 RPMs again, and we'll see if it still does the idle hunt. Well, as you can see, it's definitely not doing it anymore. But I will go over a few more things as to what causes that. Alright, here on this D15 B7 intake manifold, I'm going to show you a few things that will cause your idle to go up and down. First thing is obviously going to be a vacuum leak, which right here is where it goes to the cylinder head. There's a gasket in here. If you don't replace this gasket in a long time, it ends up cracking. So the factory gaskets are garbage half the time. Just putting a new gasket on might fix your issue, but if you can't tell if it's your gasket without taking it apart, another test you could do is spraying some carb cleaner around this area here. While the engine's not hot, you will hear the RPMs change if it is leaking from any of these spots. That also goes for these seals here, which if they're leaking, they can cause that hunting idle. We also have a PCV valve that goes right here, and it runs up to this port right here, and if the hose collapses, the hose can actually cause an idle issue as well. So definitely check all your vacuum lines that go here, 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 and the one on the back side over here. I think it goes without saying, check all your seals literally through the entire intake system, because if there's any of them past the throttle body, so from here on, it will cause an issue, and if it's leaking from this spot right here, it'll cause an issue. Anything before the throttle won't cause an issue, but I would definitely make sure they're sealed up. The thing would be this air idle control valve on the back. When you take these things off, there's little gaskets back here and little screens. So I'm going to take it off real quick and show you. Okay, so as you can see, this screen is kind of dirty, but it's not too bad. A little bit of brake clean, spray it in here, clean it out. And then there's this gasket around here, which you can see had some gasket sealer or Honda Bond previously. That right there, if this gasket goes bad, you'll have that idle issue as well. Alright, another thing that causes idle issues is this. If your vehicle's equipped with it, is the fast idle thermal valve. This is one of the second things I actually check besides the coolant level, if the car is equipped with it, because these are very prone to going out. So basically, you'll want both of these. See how one of them's broke off? It's not good. You'll want both bolts to be there, because this little seal here will cause an idle issue if not. But this piece right here needs adjustment every once in a while. You'll basically just stick a flat head in here and spin it like that. This is loosening. I just want to show you what it looks like inside. Alright, so this one's actually fairly clean because I cleaned it in the past when I was having idle issues. But basically this piece right here will screw in there and the coolant will be on the other side of this. It'll press it in and out like this. You can take this thing apart, clean it. I use brake clean typically, and put it back together. But there has been one time where I had a customer's car come in with an idle issue, and it was that tight. So I basically just opened this piece right here and turned it until it was nice and snug, just like this. And once you can't turn it no more, that's how tight it goes. Then we'll reattach this piece right here. And like I said, if both bolts aren't on it, it could cause an issue. So if you can't get this other bolt out on the bottom, the best thing to do is throw some gasket seal around there and then tighten it down at the best you can. And that should fix your Honda idle issue. Surprisingly, there could be a few more things that cause this issue, and one of them being your TPS, or your throttle position sensor. When they're out of adjustment, sometimes it'll cause your car issues, but 9 times out of 10, they don't cause issues. So some people will try to adjust them thinking that's what it is, but it's something else typically. But I have seen it to where it does go bad and it will cause an issue. Obviously your throttle body gasket, which is the piece right between the throttle and the intake manifold, if that goes out, it'll have an air leak there, and that'll cause some issues. So what I would definitely check is make sure anything that has a gasket or a seal, just make sure that they're sealed up nice and tight. Some black gasket sealer works really good. Intake gasket, throttle gasket, fast idle thermal valve, and definitely check your vacuum lines, make sure they're not cracked, because that can cause some issues. So typically the most common problem for the Honda idle issue is either coolant or an intake gasket leak. So I hope this video has helped someone out there who's had issues with the Honda idle issue. So if it did, definitely hit the like button, drop a comment below, and let me know what you guys think of this video. So I'm gonna get off here, but feel free to browse my other videos. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. I have more helpful videos coming soon, so I'll see you in the next one. Till then, God bless and stay safe and stay awesome.